Sister Nisha.
Separate the real from the fake. See, we got to get back to love. If we get back to love, then that's when we're going to get back to us.
Seems like it's never enough. And what do you say when...
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of People Empowerment, where we would strive to change the conditions in our community. You folks well know me. I'm Nate Boyd. I'm the host of the show, and I'm certainly glad to be here. Like always, today is a very special show, and we have a very special guest, and today we are on a very special mission. My guest today is Sister Denise Lickers. Sister Denise Lickers is a representative of Prayer Room Storehouse Ministries at 150 East Ferry Street, and it is a Church of God in Christ. The pastor there is Pastor Hazel T. Tucker. And today our show is going to be about the church. So how you doing?
Hello,
Ms.
Mr. Boyd.
Lickers?
How are you
doing?
today?
All right, all right. Now, like I told the folks here, you are aspiring evangelist at the church, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and so the reason why we're here today, folks, is myself personally, some men and women, we have been getting together and we have been going down to the church and helping do repairs on the church, badly needed repairs. Now, the church didn't have the money to pay for the repairs, but they did have at least enough money to get most of the materials that they needed to do some of the repair work. And I'm talking about, we have been down there probably for the last 3 months.
Last 3 months, that is correct.
You know what I mean? Sometimes we had as many as 10, 12 people sometimes, you know what I mean? And we've did incredible amounts of work. We've taken about 2 big dumpsters full of debris and all kind of stuff that had just collected in the building over the years and the years. Mother Tucker has been at that church for over 40 years. They've been there at that church for 40 years. Her husband, Elder Tucker, died about 12 years ago, was it?
It's been about 12 years, yes.
Okay. And since then, she's just been doing it on her own and, you know, pulling it on her own, you know, with sometimes bigger membership, sometimes smaller membership. But she's held it down. Mother Tucker is how old?
Mother Tucker is 78 years old.
78 years old, and she's still there.
Yes, yes.
Now, also recently, Mother Tucker's son died. Is that correct? Could you tell us about that?
Elder James Tucker recently died. It's been going on, I think, about 2 months now, a little over 2 months now. He was assistant pastor at the church, and he is greatly missed at this time. She's been doing a lot of, you know, the sitting and while the work has been going on. We don't have that many members at the church, but we do have a few faithful members. And we're just asking at this time for some help with some repairs, help getting equipment. We still need a roof to be placed on the church. In October, when we had that major storm a couple of years ago, the church roof had blown off. And a lot of repairs had been done, but with the storm and different things going on, you know, it still is in need of more repair because a lot of things have blown off. Also, you know, we did have some people that came in and they were supposed to do repairs and they did not do the proper repairs to the church, which has caused, you know, damage and different things to the church. We did recently have a lot of volunteers to come in and to help us. We had Mr. Boyd come in where he was given, you know, direction to a lot of the people and what needed to be done. We did have some, you know, just volunteers from the church and outside of the church that came in and helped us to get a lot of the things that were out of the church and, you know, try to go on with some of the repairs that we did have money for, but we're still in need of more money to get supplies to finish off the roof and, you know, different things that are going on.
Yeah, now, and see, now, Ms. Lickers is talking about stuff to finish the roof, supplies to finish the roof, but the truth is, the whole roof needs to be done and they're out of money. Now, what happened is, over these last 3 months, we've been in there, like she said, we've did a lot of repair, getting stuff really where they could really use it again. You know what I mean? Bathrooms, redone some floors, a few walls, you know, really just getting a place where it could really be usable again. And what happened was we had went through a long period where it wasn't raining. And so, you know what I mean? So it was dry. We had got up on there and I had told the guys what they could do. You know what I mean, to do a little sealing, you know what I mean, some of the holes. And it seemed like it was working good. But now, the last few days, we done had that major rain.
Yes.
Oh my God, we go down in there, the basement is flooded.
Full of water, yes.
And all the work that all the volunteers have done in the place, in their kitchen and in the dining room or whatever, now that work already is starting to get ruined again because of how bad the rain is and how bad the roof is.
Yes.
Okay. And they're out of money. And this is the sad part. This is the sad part. And this I wasn't going to tell the people, but I'm going to go ahead and tell them anyway because I think they need to know. Mother Tucker lives on Chester, approximately 3 houses from her church. If you're standing on the roof of her church, which you can, you know, you can walk up through the trap door, you can just walk right up on the roof. It's a flat roof. If you're standing on the roof of her church, you can see her house.
Yes, you can.
Okay? And when I looked up there, when I was on that roof, and someone said, well, that's Mother Tucker's house right there, and I looked and I saw the condition of her roof on her house, I was like, well, why is she spending her money in this church instead of fixing her own roof on her house, right? So I had to ask her. I said, well, I got to find out. I'm going to ask her.
Yeah.
You know what she said to me?
This is the Lord's house, and the church come first.
Basically, that's what she told me. She said that the Lord told her to keep the church open no matter what.
That's right. Keep the doors open no matter what.
Keep the doors open. That's what she said. Keep the doors open no matter what. Yes. And I'm like, wait a minute, no matter what. So you're going to take the money you had to fix your roof where water is running right inside your house?
Yes.
And you're going to take the money and fix the church?
Yes.
You know, so that excuse me, that touched me right there. Yeah. You know, because I can, like I say, I can stand on that roof and I can look at her house and I can see how bad it is. And the fact that she would take her money to buy supplies to keep the church door open, that just touched me. That touched me to the max. And that's why now I'm all in for doing what I can, for what I can to try to help them get this church together, try to facilitate some way to get it together. So you see, like I say, you have to excuse my emotions too, but it is very emotional when I can see an old woman like that, 78 years old.
And she's still pushing.
And she would take the money for her home and put it into that church. To me, that's overwhelming. So it's like any time that I can put in, I'm going to put in. Now, y'all got to understand out there, I may not look it, but I got disabilities. I got certain disabilities that prevent me from doing things. Okay, I had 3 knee operations on my left knee. I have bulging discs in my back. I have a blockage in my leg. I'm talking about I got some problems that are wrong with me, serious things that are wrong with me, right? Even though it may not look like it on the outside. But still, through whatever's wrong with me, I'm still willing to go down there and help these people because they need help. And that's why I asked Mother Tucker to come on the show. But she wouldn't come. She said she wouldn't come because you know what she said to me? She said, people know me. Yeah. She said, these people know me. She said, almost half these pastors in Buffalo, she said, I helped them. I helped raise them. I helped rear them. I helped set them on the right direction. She said she done put so many things into so many pastors here in the city. Now, I'm not going to put you on Front Street pastors and start naming names. But you know who you are. You know who you are, and you know Mother Tucker. When I say Mother Tucker, I know that you know that name. You know Mother Tucker. You know who you are. You know if you came from her. So that's why I asked her to come on the show and she wouldn't come. So Miss Lickers volunteered to come on the show to represent the church.
I did, and also one of the reasons why she didn't want to come, because she's you know, been videoed before and she's asked for help, and a lot of the places have not helped. You know, I thank God that Pastor Thompson and his wife, they have came. We've had Apostle Feaster, he has come. Elder Collins and them, they have came, you know, a time or two. But, you know, it's so many more people in the community that she has helped. She has a 47-year-old prayer line that she uses, not only, you know, people call her day and night from other churches, from other communities, from other countries, from other states, and she's always on there, and she calls them and she talks with them. You know, if anyone is in need of prayer, you know, a lot of people call from advice from her, even though they have other pastors. You know, she stays up day and night sometime talking to people that are in need, because she believes in still praying for those, even when people are not helping her, and she needs things herself. You know, the church needs things themselves. But, you know, we're still grateful unto God for the time that he has kept the doors open. Pastor gives, I mean, a lot of people don't know it, but she gives, like, any money that's basically raised for her within the church, she gives it to the church. She gives it into the repairs of the church. She just, you know, I mean, we know the tithing is 10%, but most of the time she gives the 90% and keeps the 10% for herself.
Wow.
You know, it's nothing that she's not going to do for the Lord's house. And, you know, people say you're supposed to know those that labor among you. This is a woman of God who sacrifices everything that she could possibly have for herself and gives to the church, to the community, to anyone who asks.
That's incredible. And so I try to tell people, you know what I mean, especially this is very important. You know, I know some people like me, some people love me, some people can't stand me, and some people literally hate me. You know what I mean, for my views and for how I tell it on television, but I like to tell it like it is. And again, that's why I say this woman, she done helped a lot of people. Yes, she done helped a lot of pastors. She's the pastor. Matter of fact, last week when I was at the church sitting there, where I went for some, I asked her, could she do a little counseling for me in a situation I'm in. And by the time when I got there was a gentleman there, and she asked me, could I hold on for a minute? I said, fine. I went over on the other side for a while, and then she came to me. It was a pastor. So another pastor was there getting counseling for her, from her. You know what I mean? And she told me, she said, well, you know, that was a pastor. Sometimes pastors need counseling too. That's what I do. I'm there for these people. She done installed pastors. I mean, she's been the pastor's pastor, you know, okay? She's been their resource when they needed a resource center, a spiritual resource center. You know what I mean? And so I've sit with her and I've listened to so many stories that she's told me about all the people that she has helped, all the pastors that she has helped, all the children she has helped. And so I said, well, I'm gonna reach out to the public and see if they'll help you, because I know I don't have it. You know what I mean? I don't have it. I have limited funds and really limited physical condition, but I can still do what I can do. But I do have this television show. And so on this television show, I asked Miss Lickers, would she come on here to tell us about the church and represent the church and let y'all know out there that we need help. It's about people helping people. It's about churches helping churches. It's about the man of God helping the woman of God. It's about the woman of God helping the woman of God. It's about the people of God coming together to help other people of God. So anybody in the sound of my voice that could hear what I'm saying, I know you got to have this compassion for what I'm saying for Mother Tucker. You got to have this compassion and reach out. And, you know, so what we're going to do is, now today is just the first part of this, because what we're going to do is we're going to have Miss Lickers come back next week for about 10 minutes of the show. And at that time, hopefully they're going to have a website set up where they can actually, where people can actually go sit in their home and donate some money if they can to the church. But and people who don't want to do it like that, listen, you can come down to the church. You see the address on the church. I mean, like, it's about, listen, it takes a whole village to raise a church. It takes a whole village to raise a church. And so we would cry out to you, village people, help us, help them, help us to help them. Because the more money that they could possibly get into the church, I'm sure that we could get the people together to get that roof done. If they could get the money together for the supplies for that roof, and it's a big roof. Yeah. It's a big building. It's a big church. 100%. And you'll see it on the website when we get those pictures up. But if we could get the people to put some money up together so we can get enough people to come in there and do something and make a change. Now, you know, you also got church groups that go around, and people from different churches that get together and just go around and do stuff like this. Yes. And that's the people that we're talking to right now. We talking to you. We talking to the church people in the village. Yes. You know what I mean? That will come out and help Mother Tucker and help this church. Now, you could go down to the church at 150 East Ferry. You could take a donation. You could call Mother Tucker up on her phone number, which is the 602-7496. That's the 602-7496. You can contact Mother Tucker and tell her how you can be of assistance any way you can. You can even call her and find out when there's times when you can physically come down and help if you wanted to do that. But now a lot of stuff inside the church we've done. We got the church looking where, you know what I mean, people come in here. And I mean, listen, y'all, they got about 40 kids in the church. I go in there, the church is full of kids. It's full of young people. You got all these little young kids, and you got Mother Tucker at the other end, 78 years old. And then you got people like Sister Evangelist Lickers and other parishioners in there. But I'm telling y'all, most of the people in this church are children. Are children under the age of probably 14 or 15. All them little kids up in there, you know what I mean? And so we're going to figure out some things we can do too for the kids, you know what I mean? Start some programs for the kids to do more mentoring and to help them out, physical programs and all of that, because, you know what I mean, it's really like a mecca center of activity. They've been there for over 40 years.
Yes, we have been.
Listen, I remember the church when I was a little boy coming around there. That church always been there. You know what I mean? And I can remember seeing the heavyset brother sitting out there doing the barbecues.
Yeah,
he's about that big, right?
Yes.
He was a wide man. He had girth.
That's right.
He was a girthy gentleman.
That's right.
You know, but I used to see him out there with the kids, and you know what I mean, and supplying the neighborhood. And we should do that again. I mean, at one time, y'all, I understand you had a lunch program.
Yes, at one time we had a lunch program for the kids. We used to do the Bible for the summertime. We'd do the Bible study where the kids could come in. We've had, you know, different programs that we use now. Normally, no matter what has been going on in the church, every fourth Sunday or the fifth Sunday, we do have dinner. And we ask everybody in the community to come and have dinner with us. Now, we don't have much, but what we do have, we share, and we do have a lot of love if we don't have anything else. Amen. That's one thing that, you know, the pastor has always taught us. Now, I just wanted to tell you one thing. Now, we have a lot of children now. We did have more members, but we've had like 4 churches that came out of our church. So it's, you know, it's not like it's just been barren or abandoned. But, you know, when churches, people grow up and the Lord calls them out and they move out. You know what I mean? Now, some do come back and help, but everyone doesn't come, you know, back to help. But we just thank God for those who have came back to help us. And no matter what, we do have our love feast every fourth Sunday, or if it's the fifth Sunday in the month, where everyone can come down after service. The service starts at 12 o'clock. And after that service, we have dinner. It's like a potluck. You can bring something, or even if you don't, we have food enough to spare.
Okay, now, this Saturday coming up, this Saturday is the 20th.
Yes.
This Saturday coming forward will be the 20th. Okay, now on Saturday, we're going to be, I'm going to come down and I'm going to help out down there with all the kids, and we're going to be cleaning up around the building. And cleaning up the area and getting it ready for some activities. They have a huge lot next door to the building that they use for the children, and we're going to clean that up and see how we can use that and make some more plans. Now, what I would say to you, what I would cry out to you, the public, is, you know, in the Bible teaches us that if we want something from Jesus, that all we have to do is ask for it earnestly with a pure, sincere heart, and that we would ask for it and that it could happen. Well, I want to earnestly, purely, sincerely from my heart ask you, the people of God, to help this church. You understand? to help Mother Tucker, 78-year-old Mother Tucker, who's still trying to do what she got to do for the Lord, because her spirit of the Lord told her, keep the doors open until I call you home. That's what she told me. The spirit said to keep the doors open until he called me home.
That's right.
Powerful. So she gonna work the church until the day she died. She'll probably pass away sitting right there in that church, doing what the Lord told her to do, and go through the transition to the next world. So how can we help her on her mission, on her 47-year mission? How can we help Mother Tucker? How can we help Prayer Room, Storehouse, Mission, Church of God in Christ? How can we do it? All the churches we got here in Buffalo, how many of y'all out there, you pastors, know Mother Tucker? How many of y'all out there done dealt with Mother Tucker? Now, y'all know that she's a proud woman and she won't come and ask on herself. She won't come and ask on her own. Because she say, you know what she say? She said, I'm not going to ask because they know the need. People see and they know the need. Well, sometimes people don't see. People forget to look. And that's why we're here trying to share with you the information about the need. There is a need. And I know that every man of God watching this program, every woman of God watching this program has to feel compassion for the words that I'm saying. Have to feel compassion for this church. Have to feel compassion for the 78-year-old woman that's keeping it moving and keeping the doors of the church open to the point where she done took the money to fix her own roof and put it into the church.
That is so true.
She done spent every dime she had, and it still wasn't enough. So now not only is rain coming into the church, we done did all this work, every time it rains, it's raining straight into her house. And sooner or later, by the will of God, we're going to find some way to do something about her house too, to help her at least find some money to get that roof at least covered. You know what I mean? Some giant tarps or whatever. But right now, the tarps that we was going to use to try to cover her roof, get some guys up there to cover her roof, they on the church roof. We got those tarps stretched out on the church roof, trying to block off the water from pouring into the church from the work we done did up there. You understand what I'm saying? So we need help. We need help. So I cry out to my people. I cry out to my people. I mean, black, white, Jew, Gentile, Protestant, Catholic, Muslim, all of you, people who love people who love people. I'm saying, will you help? I'm asking you, will you help? Will you call Mother Tucker at 602-7496? Will you call Mother Tucker and tell her how you can help her? Will you call her? You understand what I'm saying? And next week, when Miss Lickers come back on, we're going to have a website set up where people could actually start sending donations right at home to help these people out, to help these churches out. See, when you got establishments like hers, like y'all's, you got a church that's been there that long, it's an icon in the community. You know what I mean? It's a pillar of society in the community. You know what I mean? And that's why probably all them kids come there, because they know they can come get them a meal on Saturday.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm saying? And special days. So, I mean, it's a great place. You know, I felt compassion from the first time I went down there and saw the problems that was going on and told you guys.
Yeah.
I can't do much. I ain't got no money. I'm physically not that able, but I will do what I can do, and I will try to find people to help y'all out, and I have. You know, I did. I found some people to come down there and do some things, but they can only do so much with so much time, especially when ain't no money involved.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And it's from the heart. So, you know, the question I pose to you is, where's your heart at, people? Where's your love? They say we the city of good neighbors.
That's right.
Well, come on, be a good neighbor. Come on. Show the love. Come on, help out. Ain't that what they say about us?
That's what they say about Buffalo, that we're the city of good neighbors. Yeah. And you know, the Bible tells us that you're supposed to treat your neighbor as yourself. So if you were hurting or if you were in need, would you want someone to come and help you? You know, we're only asking, I mean, we help as much as we can. Any family or whatever, if someone is in need in the past, we have. At this moment, we need help ourselves. We would like for you to help. I mean, and the church is it says, bring ye all the tithes and offering into the storehouse, that it be meat for my house. And that's in Malachi 3:10. So we're just asking you, 3:8-10, but we're just asking you, could you come and help? Could you come and give a hand? Could you come make a sacrifice, to the house of the Lord, to the people of God?
Now where is it in Romans? What is it in Romans where it says, what is it, Romans 12, where it says, make thyself a sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God, to make thyself a living sacrifice. Well, you know how you make yourself a living sacrifice? By sacrificing your time, by sacrificing your money. You know what I mean? To help those in need. That's how you make yourself a living sacrifice, by doing the right thing, by doing a good thing. And I can tell you right now that this is a good thing. These people ain't begging. Like I say, Mother Tucker wouldn't even come on here.
No.
You see what I mean? But at least I was able to get Miss Lickers to come on here.
Yeah.
Okay, because I feel for her. Every time I go up in there, I leave out of there crying almost.
I know, many times.
You know what I mean? Almost crying. Like I got the tears right now because it's just overwhelming when I look at this woman and what she going through, and the fact how she can go in that church and sit in that church for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours to do the Lord's work. You see what I mean? Talking about that prayer line she got over 47 years and it's still going, talking to people all over the country, all over the nation, all over the world. And the fact is, a lot of you out there, you may have forgotten about Mother Tucker in your journeys as you moved on. But now it's just a refresher course to remember where you came from. Remember where you came from, baby?
That's right.
That's right. Remember where you came from, baby? Y'all know about that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, such a great cause. I like you, and I know you yourself personally, you done put a bunch of money into it. I know you yourself personally done spent almost over $1,000 of your own money in the last 3 months that we've been up there buying stuff for the church. Not for your house, it's for the church. You see what I mean? God's house.
The Lord's house must come first.
It's powerful. It's powerful when the Lord's house first comes first. So you know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying they need some help. I'm not asking for me. I'm not asking for Miss Lickers. I'm asking for the Church of God in Christ. That's what I'm asking for. For the Prayer Room Storehouse Ministries at 150 East Ferry for some help. And
I'd just like to say this one last bit. For those of you that do not know, about 3 years ago, Mother Tucker had an aorta tear. And actually, she was bleeding out. She went and had surgery, and actually before the doctor did the surgery, he waited about 3 days because he said if they did the surgery, she would die, and if they didn't do the surgery, she was going to die. Well, her daughter, the Lord had given her, a word and said that she wasn't going to die, that she was going to make it through the surgery, and they told the doctor to do the surgery. Now, after she did have the surgery and everything and did the repairs, she did have a stroke. One side of her body, she has limited use, but God has still allowed her to walk. She still has her mind.
Only see out of one eye?
She only sees out of one eye, but she still goes on. She still presses on, which gives us the strength and the fortitude to just press on. You have to press on, because if you see your leader and they're strong, it'll keep you strong. We're just asking for a little help. The things that we can't do, we've done what we can. We're just asking you guys to help us with what we can't do.
That's it. And like you say, she's been pushing on because she's anointed. She's an anointed woman.
Yes, she is.
You see, with the power of God, because when the doctors called her out, the Lord said, "Not yet."
That's right.
And sent a word
That's right.
to her daughter, "Not yet."
That's right.
And so she's still pushing on. And like again, she told me that she gonna keep the doors open until he called her home.
That's right.
Every time I think about that, that's too powerful. You're going to keep the doors open till the Lord call you home. So I'm saying, man of God, woman of God, those anointed ones out there, you know you're anointed. You know what I'm talking about. The ones that had the power of God in their hand, in their touch, in their heart, in their speech. You know, that don't speak with a forked tongue, but speak with a tongue of love. I'm telling you now, here's your time to act. We have a mission. And this is your time to act. Everybody who love God, this is your time to act. So I would just tell you, be ready for next week when they come back, when they get back with us. And we give you the website. And until then, I'm Nate Boyd from People Empowerment, telling y'all, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. God bless.
God bless you.